What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. Okay, you guys might remember that I covered this article a while back when the strike for the writers first started. And it was Jeff Snyder, the N. Snyder, talking about how Disney's Bob Iger may be the only CEO who can stop it. Stop the what? The AI revolution, okay? This is what Jeff Snyder said about Bob Iger. It said, Bob Iger, he's the only CEO who may be worth every penny, and he's the one who all the others look to with respect and admiration. If this writer strike is going to end sooner rather than later, and if AI is going to be banned or accommodated, could very well come down to Iger and his leadership. Disney is well stocked with IP, so it doesn't need AI to generate IP, so on and so forth. All right, so what's the headline today, 2.5 months later? From the Hollywood Reporter. Studios quietly go on hiring spree for AI specialist jobs amid picket line anxiety. So yeah, you got Netflix hiring somebody for $900,000 per year. Disney is looking for generative AI specialists. Bob wasn't going to be the hero after all. Nope, Bob is in bed with AI. He's like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this, okay? All right. Bob Iger is at the forefront of it. All right. It also says Sony seeks an AI ethics expert while the tech becomes a staple of the SAG-AFTRA and Writer Guild picket signs. Yeah, so look, I called this. I said this 2 months ago, back with my very first couple of videos regarding this strike with the writers, that is, that all they're doing is just speeding up the process. They're just making these studios, oh, I guess we got to get this stuff out. Let's go ahead and get AI on the job. These writers don't want to work. Let's get AI on the job. And that's exactly what's going to start happening. They're going to start hiring all of these guys. They're hiring ethic experts. They're hiring specialists. They're hiring product managers. All they're going to do is just speed up the process of moving to AI. That's what I said. You don't go on strike unless you got leverage. They don't have the leverage. That was the whole point. You don't have any leverage. You're asking for more money in a time where everybody's bleeding money. Studios are struggling to make money. Streaming services are struggling to make money. You don't have any leverage right now. It's, hey, you know what? Let's make a deal, whatever deal we can make right now. And then, we'll just go ahead and get them next time. Okay? Start working on the strategy for next one. But this round, you was going to lose this, and it was going to end like this, where basically they might be putting a stake in the heart of the Writers Guild right now. They really might be doing that, and it's going to get really super, super ugly. You've already seen the headlines. Remember this from Deadline, okay? I did this a couple of weeks back. Hollywood Studios WGA strike endgame is to let the writers, what? Go broke before resuming talks this fall. They want these cats homeless. They want these cats with the 3-day notice on the door, okay? Hey, you got to pay your rent or you got to get your ass out of here. They want them hungry, eating cat food. They want these writers so broke that there's no chance in the world, whatever deal they run out in front of them, they're going to accept it as soon as possible. Yes, sign. Where do we sign? They want them that desperate. They don't care. And listen, this thing that Jeff Snyder was saying, about, look, how Disney is well stocked with IP, so it doesn't need AI to generate IP, okay? So about creativity, we don't need original content, in other words. IP is intellectual property. They got so much intellectual property, they don't need AI to generate new intellectual property. But it's a cascading effect. Check this out. Look at this tweet from Discussing Film. Paramount CEO Brian Robbins says they are moving away from releasing original animated movies in theaters and will instead focus on what? IPs. We're not going to release an expensive original animated movie and just pray people will come. So it's already starting. They're not going to, hey, you know what? No more original content. No more original, brand new original, never seen before, from the creativity, right? They're already moving in the direction of just going with the IPs, okay? So guess what you could do with an IP? You could take all of the content from that IP, whatever that IP has ever done, and you could just spit that through an AI. We already got the characters created. The AI can tell you the story, okay? You go on ChatGPT and you say, hey, what's the story of Moby Dick? What's the story of Spider-Man? Give me just kind of a general synopsis of these characters or this story or whatever. You go on AI and they will give you the exact story. So it's already loaded into the AI. The AI already knows it. Now, all you need to do is say, okay, we need to come up with the next sequel. Okay. So take that same story and just give me the sequel and give me just some general outline. And then what they will do, as I said before, they're not going to run with the AI script. I think people got to get off of the, the AI scripts are just as bad as these other writers. No, no, no. They're going to get real writers, okay, to polish up those AI written scripts, okay? They already own the IP. And they're just going to get the writers to say, okay, we spit out this, kind of clunky, script. You take this and you run with it. Okay. And they're not going to need a giant writer's room to do it. It's going to take a couple of writers. Maybe one or two writers can put out an entire series or an entire, map out an entire movie series, sequels and everything. They just need a couple of guys to do that. AI will be the tool that makes it faster, easier, so on and so forth. They're going to find writers and they're going to say, hey, guys, this is what we're doing. All right. Again, that's why they're doing this. That's why they're hiring these guys. Okay. AI specialists. All right. Let's read this real quick just to kind of get an idea so you understand what's happening here. Because I said this was going to happen and it's happening. While the writer and actor strikes are driven by multiple concerns, questions about compensation being a big one, there's no question that the role of artificial intelligence in entertainment has emerged as a hot button issue. In a fiery speech in Times Square on July 25, actor Bryan Cranston epitomized the concerns of actors, telling the crowd of hundreds, "We've got a message from Mr. Iger. I know, sir, that you look through things through a different lens. We don't expect you to understand who we are, but we ask you to hear us and beyond that, listen to us when we tell you we're not going to have our jobs taken away and given to robots." And everybody was like, yeah, they was doing all of that crap, right? Bob Iger just like, yeah, go ahead and hire them AI specialists. Maybe the actors won't lose their jobs, but I guarantee you the writers. Okay, they're going to cut the amount of Hollywood writers in half, and it gives me no joy. Again, I told you guys, I know cats that are Hollywood writers that are in the Writers Guild. I know people there. Okay, and my heart bleeds for them but I said to them, and I said it then, and I say it now. You had no leverage. You should have just made the best deal that you could make for right now for as many of you as they could, and then work on next week. Work on the next round of negotiations. Okay, start game planning. Because at this point, the AI is winning. It said the actors guys fear that their likenesses and voices will be reused over and over for little or no pay. The writers feared that studios would use large language models like ChatGPT to write or rewrite scripts, harming their livelihoods. Absolutely. While the future of AI in Hollywood is unclear, there's no question that the major studios and streaming services are intrigued by the technology. They're losing so much money right now. Okay. They're talking about how much money they're losing while the strike is going on. They are losing a ton of money. And businesses, okay, these big business, these studios, these streaming services, their jobs are on the line just like everybody else's. So they're going to find a way. Hey, you know what? How can we keep this gravy train going? We got a ton of IP sitting over here. It's just going to waste. We need to build from this. How do we build off of this just huge block of IP that we have? What do we do? Well, here's what you do. You go and you get some AI, you go and get some couple of, non-union writers, and you start putting stuff together. Then that'll bring everybody back to the bargaining table. Okay. Then you can hire these non-union writers, because I guarantee you these jobs that they're talking about, these jobs are not going to be like these quote unquote, what do they call them again? Generative AI specialists. So they're generating AI. That's what they're calling them. They're not calling them writers. Okay. They're non-union writers. Okay, let me get it straight. They're non-union writers, and they're going to just learn how to use ChatGPT, and then they're going to generate content, and this is not a writer. He's not a part of the Writers Guild. He works for us, and he's just an AI generative specialist. That's it, okay? And that completely works around and circumvents the entire union process. It was so obvious this is what they were going to do. I can't believe that the writers and the actors, the writers specifically, didn't see this. Job listings at almost every major entertainment company show there is a veritable AI hiring spree going on as companies seek to understand how the technology can change their business. Disney seems particularly intrigued by the tech. The company has a number of open positions focused on AI and machine learning across the country. Yeah, so going back to this first article where Bob Iger, that's your guy, right? That's your guy. He might be the only CEO who can stop it. Yeah, Bob Iger is full on board, okay? This dude is fully on board. And look, I point this out. Like, somebody was actually in the comments of the last Bob Iger video I did saying something like, oh, you're kissing Bob Iger's ass or whatever, because I'm simply pointing out how this guy is playing Hollywood. This guy is playing every last one of you. You guys were all cheering and high-fiving when Bob Iger came back after Bob Chapek got, the boot. And you're, oh yeah, Bob Iger's back. Yeah, baby. I'm like, this dude is playing Hollywood. He playing y'all like a piano. I keep pointing this shit out. People don't understand. This guy is the enemy. He's not your hero, but you guys cheer him like he's a hero. And look, even this dude was saying, Jeff Snyder, oh, Bob Iger's the only CEO who can stop all of this stuff. I'm like, Bob Iger's the goddamn problem. What are y'all talking about? I don't understand how they don't see it. I'm not even in Hollywood and I see it. Maybe that's the problem. Because these cats are so close to Hollywood, they don't see the snake stabbing them in the back. They don't see it. Okay? This guy is the issue. Disney, these big studios, those are the problems. Those are the problems to you creatives out there. All of you writers and actors. That's why I said on the last one, just create your own shit. Okay? Like Mark Ruffalo said. I said that with that Mark Ruffalo video. Okay? Hey, just go do your own thing. All right? It might be a rough go at the very beginning, but in the long run, it will pay off. It will pay off in spades. All right? Get away from the studios. Get away from the corporations. That's what everybody's talking about right now. You hear Ripper talking about it all the time, and he's goddamn right. Get away from these cats if you're trying to do it, because look, the guy that you're trusting, okay, might be the only CEO who can stop it. He's the one that's particularly intrigued by the tech. The company has a number of open positions focused on AI and machine learning. Wake up! That's all I'm saying, okay? It's saying, yeah, one Imagineer job focused on generative AI, pushing the limits of what AI tools can create and understanding the difference between the voice of data and the voice of the designer, writer, or the artist. Look, these guys are going to be the new creatives, okay? And then they will find writers to go behind, polish up the work, put a human touch on it, okay? Don't let it sound robotic, all right? You still want it to sound like it came from a human being. They'll probably get full writer credits, okay? But what you'll be able to do is really cut the writers in half. You won't need a team of 10 writers to write an entire series. You're just going to need a couple of dudes because AI is going to do the heavy lifting. They're going to do all of the major, kind of fill in the blank stuff. If you understand the writing process, you know that those first couple of drafts, it's just really telling yourself the story. That's the first couple of drafts of any writing. It's just telling what is this story? Okay. Well, you can have AI just say, here's what the story is. Now, third, fourth, fifth drafts, polish it up, make sure that the characters sparkle and shine, make sure that the dialogue is great, okay? You don't necessarily need to be Quentin Tarantino, just make sure that the dialogue sounds good, That's basically all it's going to end up being. And they're going to run these writers out of jobs. And I called this at the very beginning as soon as they said this. This is where the writers need to just say, you know what, button it up. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go ahead and get back to the negotiation table. We'll get them next time, fellas. But we have no leverage right now. And yeah, you can see what Disney is doing and all these other companies are doing. Anyway, folks, what do y'all think about this situation? Okay, I told you it gives me no joy, but the writers are over a barrel at this point. They got to get back to the negotiation table as soon as humanly possible. AI is here. It's not going anywhere. They need to learn how to use it as a tool to work with it. Or, like I said, get all the way out, okay? Get all the way out. Exit stage left. Go start making your own content. It's never been easier to get your own content, your own creative ideas out there in front of the marketplace and just see what you can do. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.